This video is prepared for the research students working in various research institutes and in industry. Students should know the needs of industry and can play an important role in developing key starting materials, intermediates and API specifically required for pharma sector. The government, industry and academia need to collaborate to work towards a common goal. This collaboration will help to reduce dependency on China and to become self-reliant. Today it is a case study on API, nifedipine, a cardiovascular drug. Cardiovascular drugs affects the function of the heart and blood vessels. These drugs may be useful in hypertension, angina pectoris, that is chest pain resulting from inadequate blood to heart muscles, heart failure and arrhythmias, that is disturbances of cardiac rhythm. Commonly prescribed cardiovascular medicines are beta blockers, ACE inhibitors, angiotensin II receptor blockers, calcium channel blockers, vasodilators, anticoagulants and diuretics. Beta blockers reduce the heart rate, the heart workload and the heart's output of blood, which lowers blood pressure. Commonly prescribed drugs are atenolol, metoprolol and propranolol. Combined alpha and beta blockers are used to treat high blood pressure and heart failure. Commonly prescribed include carvedilol and labetalol. In ACE inhibitors, ACE stands for angiotensin converting enzyme. They help the body produce less angiotensin chemical and help the blood vessels relax and open up, which in turn lowers blood pressure. Lisinopril, pramiprile are the examples. Angiotensin II receptor blockers are used to treat or improve symptoms of cardiovascular conditions, including high blood pressure and heart failure. Common drugs are irbesartan, telmisartan, losartan, olmesartan and valsartan. Angiotensin II receptor blockers prevent angiotensin chemical from having any effect on the heart and blood vessels. Calcium channel blockers prevent calcium from entering the smooth muscle cells of the heart and arteries. When calcium enters the cells, it causes stronger and harder contraction. So by decreasing the calcium, the heart's contraction is not as forceful. Calcium channel blockers reduce heart rate and lower blood pressure. Amlodipine and nifedipine are commonly prescribed. Vasodilators relaxes blood vessels and decreases blood pressure. Commonly prescribed are isosorbide dinitrate, isosorbide mononitrate and nitroglycerin. Anticoagulants, also known as blood thinners, are used to treat certain blood vessels, heart and lung conditions. Apixaban and heparin are prescribed. Diuretics help the body to get rid of excess salts and water and help control blood pressure. Commonly prescribed is hydrochlorothiazide. Cholesterol lowering drugs are used to lower LDL, that is bad cholesterol. Atorvastatin, rosuvastatin and nicotinic acid are prescribed. Let us now concentrate on nifedipine. Nifedipine is yellowish crystalline solid. It has low solubility in water. It is light sensitive. Its molecular weight is 346.33. Its melting point is 172 to 174 degrees centigrade. Nifedipine is used to treat high blood pressure and to control angina, that is chest pain. Nifedipine is in a class of medication called calcium channel blockers. It lowers blood pressure by relaxing the blood vessels, so the heart does not have to pump very hard. Nifedipine was patented in 1967 and approved for use in the United States in 1981. It is on the World Health Organization's list of essential medicine. There are number of synthetic methods described in literature and patents. One of the patents which discloses the preparation of nifedipine in a single stage by mixing and refluxing methyl acetate, ammonia and orthonitrophenadiene in a suitable solvent. This method gave nifedipine with undesirable impurities. Therefore, three-stage process was adopted. In first stage, the ammonia with a lone pair of electron attacks carbonyl group of methyl acetoacetate as shown by an arrow, and then there is a elimination of water forming the double bond. This gave methyl 3-aminocrotonate or BD1. Second stage is a Neuville-Nagel reaction. It is a condensation of active methylene compound with aldehyde in presence of basic catalyst. Active methylene group of methyl acetoacetate is shown in black square. Organic base abstracts the protons from this active methylene group with the formation of carbanion. This carbanion attacks aldehyde group of ONB followed by dehydration to give BD2. There is a further condensation of methyl 3-aminocrotonate, that is BD1, with methyl acetoacetate condensed product with orthonitrophenyldiene, that is BD2. They react to form dihydropyridine, that is nifedipine, in a kind of cyclizing Michael addition. This slide shows the first stage of manufacturing. Methyl 3-aminocrotonate was manufactured by reaction of methyl acetoacetate with ammonia. Methanol was charged in SS316 reactor followed by methyl acetoacetate. The reaction mass was cooled to 10 degrees centigrade. Liquor ammonia was added. The mixture was stirred further for 22 hours at room temperature. DM water was added. After 22 hours, it was cooled to 10 degrees centigrade, stirred for 1 hour. It was then centrifuged and washed with water and dried. Yield was 42 kg. Percentage yield was calculated by the formula actual yield divided by theoretical yield into 100%. Theoretical yield is the amount of product obtained from balanced chemical equation. This is the second stage of nifedipine. Here methyl acetoacetate reacts with orthonitrophenyldiene in presence of a basic catalyst. Isopropanol was charged in 500 liters SS316 reactor. It was followed by orthonitrophenyldiene. Then catalysts A and B were added. Temperature was raised to 35 degrees centigrade and stirred further for 16 hours. Pale yellow crystals separated during the reaction. It was cooled and centrifuged, washed with IPA and dried. Yield was 90 kg, melting point was 94 to 97 degrees centigrade. Theoretical yield was calculated based on molecular weights of orthonitrophenyldiene and BD2, and then percentage is what calculated. This is the third stage of nifedipine. Here BD1 and BD2 reacts in methanol at reflux temperature. Methanol was charged in SS316 reactor. It was followed by BD1 and BD2. Temperature was raised to reflux and reflux for 36 hours. The light in the reactor was switched off during the reaction. Reaction mass was cooled to room temperature, stirred further for 3 hours, centrifuged and washed with methanol and dried. It was pulverized and packed in black polythene bag. Yield was 107 kg, that is 85% of theory. Yield is defined as the amount of product obtained in a chemical reaction. In stage 1 BD1, yield is 78% of theory. Thin layer chromatography showed single spot and melting point was 83 to 84 degrees centigrade. In stage 2, that is BD2, yield was 90% of theory and thin layer chromatography gave single spot, melting point was 94 to 97 degrees centigrade. The mobile phase was diisopropyl ether. Stationary phase was silica gel GF254. Compound was dissolved in methanol to make 5% solution. The plate was observed under UV 254. In stage 3, that is in nifedipine, yield is 85%. There was no additional purification stage in nifedipine. Therefore, both the intermediates BD1 and BD2 should give single spot on TLC. Nifedipine was analyzed as per Indian Pharmacopoeia. ONB or orthonitrophenzyaldehyde is a hazardous chemical. It has a tendency to vigorous decomposition if heated alone without solvent. Since the reaction conditions are not acidic in all the three stages, the material of construction of reactors and centrifuges are stainless steel 316. This slide shows raw material costing of every stage of nifedipine. The total cost of raw material was calculated of every stage. This was divided by the yields, gave raw material cost at every stage. The raw material cost was calculated by considering the recovery of solvent. The conversion cost was not included. BD1 or stage 1 raw material cost per kg is 192 rupees. BD2 or stage 2 raw material cost per kg is rupees 640, and nifedipine or the third stage raw material cost per kg is 633 rupees per kg. Cost efficiency is the paramount important in any manufacturing company. Production cost can be broken into material cost and the conversion cost. The material cost of a chemical process is the sum of the cost of all raw materials, intermediates, reagents, solvents and catalysts like we have calculated for nifedipine. Conversion cost represents the combination of direct labor cost and manufacturing overhead cost. Manufacturing overhead include the utilities, labor, repairs and maintenance, depreciation that is occurring within a company's manufacturing facilities. Raw material cost calculated for nifedipine worked out to be rupees 633 per kg. This does not include conversion costs such as wages of the workers, salaries of staff and managers, electricity, water charges, maintenance of the equipment and depreciation. In addition, there is marketing expenses and bank interest. R&D person should always try for reducing the raw material cost and utility cost, which include electricity, water, and developing the production and environmentally friendly process. Effluent treatment is a process for treating the industrial wastewater for its reuse or safe disposal to the environment. There are mainly two treatment levels, primary and secondary. Primary treatment removes floating, coagulated, precipitated solids by addition of chemical to the wastewater. pH of wastewater is made neutral. Chemical coagulants like aluminum sulfate, also called alum, or ferric sulfate are added to wastewater to improve the attraction among the fine particles so that they come together and form larger particles called flocks. A chemical flocculant, usually a polyelectrolyte, enhances the flocculation process by bringing together particles to form larger flocks, which settles out more quickly. Secondary treatment or biological treatment removes or reduces the concentration of organic and inorganic compounds. Biological treatment is based on microorganisms, mainly bacteria. Aerobic treatment takes place in the presence of air. The process utilizes microorganisms which use air to convert them into carbon dioxide, water and biomass. Protecting the environment is duty of everyone. Government has also taken drastic steps to control the water and air pollution. Today, the Pollution Control Board insists for zero effluent. Some of the industrial zones are having centralized effluent treatment plants. About 5% of the project cost is spent on these facilities for effluent treatment plant and systems. Wastewaters are characterized on the basis of color, odor, dissolved oxygen, BOD, COD and pH, and treatment is based on these characteristics. Solid waste like carbon or iron sludge is separately collected and sent to solid waste management. The discharge from the chemical plant is collected into collection tank. The grease and oil are removed and the raw effluent is transferred to equalization cum neutralization tank. chemicals such as alum solution, polyelectrolyte or any other chemicals are added, the equalized raw effluent is subjected to pH control to achieve required pH. The sludge formed by chemical precipitation is pumped to primary settler. From there it is transferred to sludge tank for treatment. The effluent after chemical process is transferred to aeration tank and nutrients are added. The aeration process remains working all 24 hours. The aerated effluent is taken to a secondary setting tank where suspended solids including biosludge, settles and clear effluent is taken through overflow launder to a water sump. The part of sludge is recycled to aeration tank with added nutrients to help increase biomass in the aeration process. The excess sludge is taken to sludge tank for thickening and for disposal. The sludge needs to be thickened and disposed through the filter press for cake formation. The treated effluent water after clarification is collected in a storage tank for further filtration through carbon filter followed by reverse osmosis. The sludge after treatment is used for different applications. This slide shows a monograph of nifedipine from Indian Pharmacopoeia. It gives description, it gives solubility, then storage condition, standards, that is nifedipine contains not less than 98% and not more than 102%, calculated with reference to the dried substance. Then it gives identification test like infrared absorption spectrum, HPLC test for related substances, and method of thin clear chromatography. This slide is a continuation of monograph of nifedipine, which shows the color test, then melting point, heavy metal, related substances, that is by HPLC method, high performance liquid chromatography method, loss on drying, and assay.